Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. I hope you all are doing very well. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 12th and 13th of February 2023. Today I'm not well, so maybe the voice would be low during the session. So please cooperate with that. Let's start with our session. First question is, India agreed for trilateral cooperation initiative in the fields including energy, defense, economy with which countries? So India, France and UAE agreed to establish a formal trilateral cooperation in the fields including energy, defense, economy. Okay, and these three countries said that they will explore the possibility of working with Indian Ocean Rim Association to pursue the actionable project on clean energy, environment and the biodiversity. Fine. So which three countries are associated with this cooperation initiative? India, France and UAE. Fine. Now in the last session I have asked you about the full form of FAME scheme. So it stands for Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Electric Vehicle Scheme. And which ministry is associated with this FAME scheme? Answer would be Ministry of Heavy Industries. It basically implement the FAME scheme. Actually, why this scheme is in news? Because the government has nearly doubled its budgetary allocation for this scheme to subsidize the purchase of electric vehicle. And as per the budget, the subsidy under the FAME scheme for fiscal 2024 is projected at 5,172 crore rupees compared to the revised estimate of 2,897 crore rupees in the current fiscal year. And this is the highest allocation under the scheme since its launch in the year 2020. Fine. So two things are important regarding this question. What is the full form of FAME scheme? It is Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Electric Vehicle. And which ministry is associated with the FAME scheme? This is Ministry of Heavy Industries. Next is, what is the name of Indian military joint training exercise which was held recently? So Indian military forces concluded a joint training exercise named as Trishakti Prahar, which began in the North Bengal. Okay, and as per the defense sources, the aim of the exercise was to practice battle preparedness of the security forces using the latest weapons and equipment in an integrated environment, which involves the Army, the Indian Air Force and CAPFs. Okay. So the name of this exercise is Trishakti Prahar. Next is, bind scheme which was seen in the news recently is associated with which ministry? So as we know that Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has estimated 1100 crore rupees, out of which 600 crore rupees has been set aside for this recently announced BIND scheme. Okay, and what is the full form of BIND? It is Broadcasting Infrastructure and Network Development Scheme. Okay, so this scheme has a total outlay of over 2500 crore rupees and it aims to boost the public sector broadcasting in the country, and it focuses on infrastructure development of Prasar Bharati, which includes All India Radio and Doordarshan, right? So BIND scheme is associated with Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. And what is the full form of BIND? It is Broadcasting Infrastructure and Network Development Scheme. Now can you tell me, Ministry of Cooperation has signed a memorandum of understanding with which particular ministry to enable the primary agricultural credit societies function as common service centers. So a memorandum of understanding was signed between Ministry of Cooperation and Ministry of Electronics and IT, along with NABARD and CSC E-Governance Services India Limited, and it aims to enable the primary agricultural credit societies to provide the services which are offered by common service centers. And over 300 services will be made available to the rural population, which includes 13 crore farmer members of PACS. Okay, so this is Ministry of Electronics and IT. Next is, which state hosted the first meeting of Sustainable Finance Working Group under G20? So the first meeting of Sustainable Finance Working Group meeting under G20 was recently hosted in Guwahati in the state of Assam. And this G20 meeting in Assam was deliberated on sustainable financing solutions. And also delegates here discussed the raising funds through green bonds, sustainability linked bonds and other type of such instrument for the project. Fine. This is an important question because it is associated with G20. Talking about G20, India has taken the presidency of G20 from 1st of December 2022 for next 1 year. From which country? From Indonesia. Fine. Now can you tell me, the Ministry of Textiles is implementing Enhancing Circularity and Sustainability project in collaboration with which institution? So this Ministry of Textile is implementing Enhancing Circularity and Sustainability project in collaboration with United Nations Environment Program. And the main objective of the project is to minimize the negative environmental impacts of Indian textile by promoting the sustainable practices and mainstreaming knowledge on circular production based practices in the textile and apparel sectors. And also government has approved 20 strategic research projects in the areas of specialty fiber and geotextile. Fine. So this is United Nations Environment Program. Next is, which country introduced new family laws called as Federal Personal Status Laws? So a set of new family laws which are referred to as Federal Personal Status Laws for non-Muslims who are residing in UAE came into force. And these laws will apply to the non-Muslim expatriates or foreigners who are living in UAE and cover various aspects of family law like marriage, divorce, child custody, inheritance, wills and paternity, etc. So the new reform to UAE's judicial system originate from Abu Dhabi's Civil Family Code system, which allows the non-Muslim couples to divorce or marry without following the Sharia laws. Fine. So recently UAE has introduced the new family laws and it is referred to as the Federal Personal Status Laws. Fine. Next is, which country announced India as the theme country at its 2025 International Book Fair? This is an important question. And India will be invited as the theme country at the Madrid International Book Fair in 2025. And another important thing is, Spain is the theme country at the 46th International Kolkata Book Fair, which began recently, right? So as part of the cultural exchange between the two countries, Spain has donated books to the 5 universities in the Bengal. Fine. So India would be the theme country for this Madrid International Book Fair in 2025. So talking about the US, recently the US and the country Philippines has announced the plan to expand America's military presence in the Philippines. And both the countries decided to accelerate full implementation of their enhanced defense cooperation agreement. Fine. And as part of the agreement, the US has allocated $82 million towards the infrastructure improvements at 5 current enhanced defense cooperation agreement site. So this will provide access to 4 more bases to the US. So you can be asked that which Southeast Asian country has partnered with the US to grant more access to its bases? So answer would be Philippines country. Next is, which city launched the Digital India Van as a part of the meeting of G20 Digital Economy Working Group? So Lucknow will be the host for the first meeting of the G20 Digital Economic Working Group. And a Digital India mobile van has been introduced with respect to this meeting. So this van will tour other cities in the country, enlightening the citizens about G20 Digital Economy Working Group and Digital India's key initiatives like Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Digi Locker, Aadhaar, Umang, E-Way Bill, E-Aushadhi, Arogya Setu, Co-Win, E-Rupee and India Stack Global. Okay. So this one is also an important question. You have to remember that which city is the host for this G20 Digital Economy Working Group meeting? Answer would be Lucknow. Next is, which city is the host of the first G20 Energy Transition Working Group meeting? So the first G20 Energy Transition Working Group meeting was recently inaugurated in Bangalore city in the presence of Union Minister of Power, who is also the Minister for New and Renewable Energy, Mr. R.K. Singh, and the Union Minister of Coal and Mines, Mr. Prahalad Joshi. So basically we know that India stands committed to reduce the emission intensity of GDP by 45% by the year 2030 from 2005 levels. And also the country aims to achieve close to 50% cumulative electric power installed capacity from the non-fossil fuel based energy resources by the end of 2030. Fine. So which city is the host of the first G20 Energy Transition Working Group meeting? That is Bangalore city. Next is, Indian Railways introduces Garvi tour under Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat scheme to showcase the heritage of which Indian state? So Indian Railways has introduced Garvi Gujarat tour under Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat scheme to showcase the heritage of Gujarat. And this Bharat Gaurav Deluxe AC tourist train with first AC and second AC class will be operated for 8 days inclusive tour. So it can accommodate 156 tourists on board, and it includes the visit to the prominent pilgrimage and the heritage sites of Gujarat, like for example Statue of Unity, Somnath, Dwarka, Nageshwar, Ahmedabad, etc. Fine. So Indian Railways has introduced this Garvi Gujarat tour to showcase the heritage of Gujarat state. Next question is, which African country recently joined the India-led International Solar Alliance? So recently Congo country has joined this International Solar Alliance, and the ambassador of Republic of Congo signed this alliance framework agreement. So Democratic Republic of Congo is a country in Central Africa which is bordered by the South Atlantic Ocean, and it is the second largest country in Africa by area. Okay, can you tell me which is the 100th country to join our International Solar Alliance? And headquarters of ISA lies in Gurugram, Haryana. Fine. Next is, Which is the first Indian retailer to introduce central bank digital currency? So Reliance Retail has become the first Indian retailer to introduce the central bank digital currency, which is also called as digital rupee. So the company has piloted the use of digital rupee in one store in Mumbai, and now it is planning to make this facility available in all its stores in Mumbai within the next 3 to 4 months in accordance with the Reserve Bank of India norms. Fine. This is Reliance Retail. So now it is the first Indian retailer to introduce the digital rupee. Fine. Now last question is, which country is India's top destination for the good export during April to December 2022? So our Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said that US emerged as India's top destination for merchandise export during this time period, and it worked at $59.7 billion. And then US was followed with UAE with $23.31 billion. Then at third it is Netherlands with $14.1 billion. Fourth is China, and then China is further followed with Singapore and Bangladesh. Only top three are important. First is USA, second is UAE, and the third is Netherlands. Data is also not important. Okay. So USA is India's top destination for good export during this time period. So these are the most important current affairs and news from today. And now let's start with our November 2022 current affairs revision session, and this is part 12 in this series. So today we'll be doing the questions from 166 up to question number 180. Let's start. Which country won the Leadership in Family Planning Awards 2022? So India is the only country to win this Leadership in Family Planning Award 2022 in the country category at the International Conference on Family Planning that was held in Thailand country. Okay. Retired bureaucrat Arun Goyal has been recently appointed in which position? So recently Arun Goyal has been appointed as Election Commissioner ahead of the Assembly elections that was to be held in Gujarat state. Which state launched the Amar Sarkar web portal? This is a web portal of Tripura state. Who is the Chief Minister of Tripura state? Dr. Manik Saha, and he launched this web portal which will actually act as a bridge between the government and the people. Basically, it ensures the implementation of central and state government welfare project at village and village committee level. Who was honored with the Indian Film Personality of the Year 2022 award in the 53rd International Film Festival of India? So Telugu superstar Chiranjeevi was honored with this award, and Goa was the host for this 53rd International Film Festival of India. Which forum launched the Loss and Damage Fund to support poorer countries? This is COP27. So nearly 200 countries at the United Nations Climate Summit COP27 agreed to set up a loss and damage fund to support the poorer countries which are affected by the climate impacts. Basically, this loss and damage refers to the cost which is being incurred from climate fueled weather extremes or impacts like rising sea level, etc. And this fund will cover the cost of damage that poorer countries cannot avoid or adapt to. Fine. Next is the Women Entrepreneurship Day is celebrated on which day? We observe this day on 19th of November every year, and it commemorates women on the front lines doing their part to break the outdated stereotypes. Next is, which is the word of the year for 2022 as announced by the Cambridge Dictionary? So Cambridge Dictionary has chosen the word Homer as the word of the year for 2022, and it was searched for nearly 75,000 times during the first week of May 2022. Okay. Which institution won the 2021 Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development? This is the NGO Pratham. So this NGO functions in the field of education, and it was awarded to Pratham for its work in ensuring the quality education for the children, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Regional Research Institute of Unani Medicine, the first in the Northeast, is inaugurated in which Indian state? So Regional Research Institute of Unani Medicine has been inaugurated in the Silchar town of Assam state. Fine. Who is the author of the book The Paradise of Food, which was awarded the JCB Prize for Literature 2022? This is the book of Khalid Javed, and this book has been translated into English from Urdu. And The Paradise of Food is the fourth translation to win the JCB Prize and the first work in Urdu language. Okay. Next is Karma Yogi Prarambh is a course prepared for which segment of people? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched this Karma Yogi Prarambh module, which is an online orientation course that has been prepared for the government employees. And not only this, he also launched the program of providing appointment letters to more than 71,000 youth under the Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Mela. Which Union Ministry launched the guidelines to combat fake online reviews and rating? This is Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. And the guidelines are aimed at companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, as well as travel sites that depend on reviews to validate their products and services. Which state has the highest installed capacity of grid interactive renewable power as per the Handbook of Statistics on Indian States 2021 to 2022? As per this handbook, Karnataka state has the highest total installed capacity, and this is followed with Tamil Nadu at second position, and at third it is Gujarat. Lophopetalum tanah, which was recently identified, belongs to which species? This is a tree species. Kasim-Jomart Tokayev has been elected as the president of which country? Recently he became the president of the country Kazakhstan. Okay. So these are the next most important 15 questions from the month of November, and tomorrow we'll continue it from question number 181 up to question number 195. So till then, stay tuned. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenu Zaid Sanam signing off.